everyone. Good evening, ladies. Let's get this show on the road. What are we going to do? Stand up. Sounds good. All right, so I'm going to get you to take your feet out so they're about shoulder distance, maybe slightly wider. Bend the knees, okay? Bend them, and then slip the knees, the ball in between the knees, okay? So remember, we don't want to be pinching the ball and leaning on it, okay? Let me turn and show you. We do not want to be doing this. I want you to have the weight in your feet, in your heels. All right, pelvic tilt, tucking under, lifting that pelvic floor, and we're just going to roll the shoulders gently back. And again, keep going. Good, and one more. All right, let's float those arms up, breathing in, breathing out, coming down the side. And again, breathing in and breathing out, coming down the side. Once more, breathing in and breathing out. Good, still pinching that ball between the knees. Let's do a little side stretch. And then over to the other side. Good, let's do that again, up and over. And last one, up and over. Good, and back to the center. Good, drop your chin down to your chest now, arching your back as you come down towards the ball. Let the hands slide down the side of the ball. Bring the head towards the top of the ball. Belly button back and reverse it, rolling back up. Let those arms just hang. Keep those knees bent. You're still pinching the ball. Let's go again. Chin to the chest. Deep breath out. Rolling down. Let the arms just hang down by the side of the ball. And then slowly reverse it and roll back up. Good. And standing tall. All right, we're going to pick up that ball. So connect and pick the ball up. Straighten the legs and bring the ball up above the head. Good, we're going to bend the knees and tap the ball and up. So knees are not turned out. They are straight forward here. Tapping and pulling up. Now we don't want that butt to get too high here, okay? So you've still got to keep that chest open. I know it's a little harder the longer the legs. Deep breath out and in. And deep breath out. Good, let's do a couple more. And lift, last one, down and lift. Good, all right, we're going to turn those feet out a little, take a little wider, and we're going to bend the knees, bring it around and up and around and up. Now remember, we want to be framing the head each time those arms come up. We want to bend those knees, pulling them out to the side, not letting our feet and our ankles roll forward. And up, framing the body. Try not to twist the body either. I want to keep the shoulders and hips facing forward. So hopefully that's coming across on this camera. I think it does there, but I'm not sure about this side. Okay, framing the body. Let's do one more to each side. And last one. Good. And come back to the center. Turn the feet back in again. And we're going to twist from one side to the other. And you can see I'm keeping my feet light on the floor here. Follow the ball with the chest. Good, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come back to the center. And we'll place the ball down on the floor, pinching it with the knees again. Give the arms a good shake, bring the arms forward. Palms are facing down. We're going to take one arm up, one down, and we're just going to gently push back, opening the chest. Circle round to the other side, open up the chest. Breathe in and out. And in and out. And in. Out, last one, in and out. Good, and bring both those arms down. Give them another shake if you need to. All right, let's have a seat now. Come and sit yourself down on your fit ball. Matthew calls the quad bikes quadriplegic bikes because so many people crash them. All right, pelvic tilts. Let's loosen up that lower back. If you're wondering where that message came from, I just saw Terry's last message. She said that ride on lawnmowers are fun, but so are quad bikes. Good. Now I really want you feeling that pelvis tilting here, okay? The belly button is gently drawing back. Pelvis tilts. And again. Good. Couple more. And last one. Good. All right. Let's get those legs moving a little bit because we do need to feel them. Let's take the right leg and just lift slowly. Make sure you're not sinking into the ball. Keep pulling up. Keep the spine nice and long. And 5 and 4. Focus. 3. Draw back with each lift. And 1. Other side and lift. And 2. Think about where your feet are. So right now, that foot is half on the mat, half on the floor, and it does make it harder to balance when that is the case. So just make sure your feet are either always on the floor or on the mat. Good. Let's go back to the first leg and lengthen out. Now I have a slight bend in my knee and I'm going to lift it. 1, 2. Move the whole leg right from this thigh here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, belly button back, 9 and 10. We're going to place that foot on the floor, stretch out the other and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Good job. All right, let's do some big hip circles. Really loosen up that lower back and the other way. Good. Use the pelvis. Use the tummy muscles still. Good job. Okay, so we're going to take ourselves to the end of the mat. Sitting on top of the ball, we're going to do our pelvic tilt. We're going to tuck and we're going to slowly walk forward about 3 steps-ish, depending on how big your steps are, until you get your head and shoulders on the ball. And then you're going to squeeze that bottom and lift those hips. So we're trying to open up the front of the hips. Just let the arms hang. Now we've been through this before. When your feet are closer together, your butt's going to work a little bit harder. However, for this one, a lot of this is going to be about balance. So you will find that when they are closer together, it does make it a lot harder to balance. I don't want you to be too much wider than that hip distance though, so don't take it out too far. That's not going to help you balance anyway. So we're going to transfer the weight onto the left leg and lift the right knee for 1 and 2, woo, and 3, and take it down. Keep squeezing that butt, keep lifting those hips, and other leg, 1 and 2 and 3. How are you going out there? It is hard to balance. Remember, the further the feet are apart, the closer they are together, the harder it is to balance. You really need to square yourself up. Let's try it again. 1 and 2. Take your time. And 3. If you can keep that pelvic floor lifted, it's going to help a lot. Other side. 1 and 2 and 3. Make sure those hips aren't dropping too much. The butt does stop working a little bit when you're lifting those legs, or it's harder for it to work. We're going to walk back until we're sitting back on top of the ball and lifting up. Good. Okay, so yeah, you can feel that it is a little bit harder when you're lifting that leg. Your butt's going to want to sink because that side isn't working the same as the other side. So you've really got to fight that, okay, because otherwise your back will get sore. We're going to go out now and we're going to alternate the legs. Now you do have the option of just lifting the heels if that works for you better, okay? Pelvic tilt, work it out. Head on the ball, arms out to the side. Belly button back, squeeze and lift. And we're going right, left, right, left, right. Is one side better than the other? I know on my side, on my body it is. And last ones. Good. We're still lifting high. Let's walk it back again and sit up tall. Good. There goes my drink bottle. Good job. All right, let's go back out. Let's try this again. Walk it forward. Getting any better, or is it getting harder? Squeezing that bum, lifting those hips. Arms out to the side. Look at a point on the ceiling. Try to not let your body twist. So the higher you lift, the harder that'll be. All right, lifting for 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze and lift that butt. And 3, 2, and 1. And lift, alternate, 6 and 5, 4. Keep lifted. 3, 2, and 1. And walk it back. Good, all right. We're going to take those legs out nice and wide and just hang forward. Take a breath in through the nose. Deep breath out and relax. Good, so getting a little stretch in the back of those legs as well here. Good, okay. I'm just going to come forward again. We're going to take those legs out nice and wide. Okay, a little bit away from the body, but not too far. All right, because we want to end up with our knees over the ankles, not over the toes. All right, arms are going to come out and forward a little. So they're almost in line with those legs. All right, shoulders are down, belly button back, and we're going to start to lift and sit. Don't lose connection with the ball. Hand down. Now we've got to keep that pelvic floor lifted. We want that ball to stay right there underneath of us. Okay, 3, 2, see if you can hold. So you are still in contact with the ball. We're going to do some little pulses here. The weight is going down into those heels. Chest is up, don't bend forward too far. And sitting back. Good. Turn the feet in a bit. And take the arms back as you come to here. And then we're going to go forward and back. Now, I don't want you swinging. This is a controlled movement. Open the chest and reach forward. Open the chest. Good. So if I turn sideways, you can watch what happens to the ball. I come up and I sit down. All right. So I'm not doing this. Okay. Make sure you don't do that part. You're not swinging on the ball. You're just sitting yourself back down. Up and up and up. Good. Feel those knees or those legs working. If your knees are getting sore, don't come up as high. And we're going to hold the next one. Little pulses again. Good, and lower down. All right, so you can feel those legs working. So let's stretch those legs out nice and wide again. Let's come forward. Try and keep the legs as straight as you can so you get a stretch in them. Just making sure my microphone was still there. All right, let's come up. Okay. We're going to come over the top of the ball next. So come on down behind it. Still working through those legs a little bit of leg stuff today, but I still want to get everything done, okay? So we're going to pull that ball in, come over the top, okay? And we're going to transfer the weight forward. So lengthen out the arms and bring yourself forward. So you should end up with your backside sitting right up on top of that ball. Make sure the legs aren't too far apart, okay? So only about hip distance. Let the legs relax, belly button back, and lengthen. Remember, you need to keep the pelvic floor lifting, all right? So don't let the pelvic floor drop. We don't want to be arching our back around the ball. And again, and again, and 5, and 4, and 3, keep the ball still, and 2, last one, good, lower down one elbow and then the other, Squeeze and lengthen, make yourself into a nice straight line and swimmer kick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax the legs, pop a hand where each elbow was, so you come back up again. All right, we're still connected. Squeeze and lengthen for 1 and 2. Got to keep that pelvic floor lifted. Keep squeezing the butt there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where are your shoulders at? And hold. Just have a look or have a feel around. Make sure your shoulders are back away from your ears. Then relax your legs. And again, back down onto the elbows. Okay, so this time we're doing our crisscross movement where the legs cross over each other. We still need to lengthen and keep that butt squeezing. So we're crisscross. It's a really small movement. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Strong legs. 8, 9, and 10. And relax. Good. We're going to slowly take ourselves back into child's pose. Sink down. Make sure you get a little stretch in that upper body as well. Relax the legs. Loosen up the lower back. And release. Good. I'm going to go back to the tummy. So we're going to start with some planks as soon as we are down here. So think about your positioning, okay? Again, all on the mat or all on the floor. Safety first. All right. Bring the ball in. That's not what I was going to do. I was going to do plank. Take the ball away. Come down onto your elbows so I can move forward. So my feet are on the mat. Okay. Elbows should be underneath your shoulders like so. Belly button drawing back to the spine. Try not to squeeze those hands tight. Just let the hands sit around the ball open. And then if you want to, you can tuck, lift those knees. Make sure that you have got that bum squeezed, pelvic tilt, belly button back, okay? You haven't sunk into your shoulders, so you can feel that upper body working. And if you want to stay on your knees, you can do, especially if you're feeling that in your lower back. All right. Now we're going to gently take those knees down and we're going to release. So we're going to add on to that, get those legs working a little bit more. I'm going to show you level 1 and then I'll show you the challenging version. So from here, we tuck the toes, and I think we did it a little while back. Keep your feet on the floor, all right? Find your plank position, okay? So you can't have your bum up here. It's not going to work. Open the hips. Lift one knee and down, other knee and down. 1 and 2 and 3. So when you come down, that knee taps really gently onto the floor. If it crashes into the floor, you're losing that pelvic or that core connection. So we need to keep that strong. So it's a really gentle tap, almost to the point where you're almost starting to lift the other knee as one comes down. So they're almost going at the same time. Of course, up on your feet and reversing it is going to be harder. So if you do feel it in your lower back, then you need to think about which position you should be doing, all right? Or how many repetitions you're doing, okay? So let's all open up those hips, give it a squeeze. I'm going to assume you had a little practice then. Come down onto your knees. Make sure those hips are open already. Feeling the tummy working. Stay here if you like. Knees up if you like. And off you go. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release. Child's pose. Good. From there, we're going to come into our other plank where we go right over the top of the ball. So pull the ball in now. Come over the top, stretch out those legs and walk yourself forward. And I want you to get that pelvis off the ball. So the further forward you come, the harder you work. but no pelvises on the ball because we are just holding a plank here. I want you to feel the tummy muscles working. You can feel the difference, okay? So they're both planks. If you find that at any point one of those planks, the one we did just before or this one, if one of them is just better for you, for your body, then you just do the one that works for you no matter what we're doing, okay? You can feel the tummy muscles working. You feel a lot more through your upper body, I think. Maybe it's just my wrists. Good, and let's walk it back now. Slow and controlled. It's a lot easier to lose that control coming out from that far. Okay. So we're going to go back into that first plank that we did. And like I said, if you want to come up onto your feet, you can. I really want you feeling it's not just about your six pack, it's about those deep core muscles here. Coming down onto the elbows, and make sure you've opened up those hips, squeeze the bum a little, belly button back, come up onto your feet if you're going to, and off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and we release, bringing that ball right in, come over the top, still connecting, yeah? You don't let go of that. Come forward, make sure your pelvis is off the ball, make sure your back is not sagging, keep it strong, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, feeling the tummy muscles still engaging, still working. Good, and slowly walk it back into your child's pose again. Now, keep those hands on top so that you can really sink down towards the floor and stretch around the shoulders here. Good, and release. Okay, we're going to mix up a couple of exercises. So we're going to be working on the tummy. But we're going to start with some side curls. Then we're going to do Terry's favourite, over the top and pulling that ball in with our knees, those reverse curls, whatever we call them. All right, pull the ball in, take yourself over the ball. Make sure that your hips and your shoulders are stacked and open, okay? No closing anything up. Think of your posture, think proud. Take your hand to your ear. If you want to work the butt a little harder, keep your foot lifted off the floor. Lower down, hand curl up. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5. Squeeze that waist. And 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it there. Good. And slowly lower down. And again, 1, and 2, 3, belly button back, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ready to hold again. Hold. Make sure you're not pushing down into the ball. It's just there to stop you sliding off the ball. And lower yourself down. Good. Okay, so just the way everyone likes it, we're going to stretch out that bottom leg. We're going to roll onto the front of the ball, the top of the ball, with our tummy. Now, in the position I'm in, it's just not going to work, okay? So you can obviously have a look at your positioning, and if you need to readjust yourself, then do that now. But you need to make sure you get into position first, then we do the readjusting, okay? So we're bringing that ball in, we're coming over the top. So if you weren't readjusting, you should have ended up right here. Okay, so we stretch forward, we slowly transfer forward. Okay, we want to make sure again that the pelvis is off the ball, belly button back, and now we're going to pull that ball in for 5. Lengthen, remember you're lengthening into a plank, not too far. Stay in control. 3, 2, last one. Good, we're going to walk back slowly. So you get that belly right back on top of the ball. Okay, feet have just touched the ball. So you haven't gone too far. Let me come forward so you can see me. Don't you move. Okay, so now we need to curl on the other side. So can you remember which way you came from? You're now going to turn over. You may have to take yourself downstream a little bit so that you can get your knee on the floor, but you should be able to get into a position where your hips and shoulders are open. Everything is lifting and strong. I'm hoping you're all there now. Take your hands to your ears, lower yourself down, and we're ready to curl. Up we go. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we don't want to push down into the ball. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Holding there. Good. Make sure you're not relying on that ball with the other arm. And lower down and curl again for 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze that waist. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ready to hold again. Make sure everything's connected. You're not relying on holding the ball. You're still squeezing that butt. Good. And lower yourself down. Again, stretch out both legs. Roll yourself through the center so you are back on top of the ball once more. Good. I'm going to have to readjust again. Just to stay on camera. Over we go. Ready to walk it back out. Get that pelvis off the ball. Make sure you are not sagging in those hips. Let's pull the ball towards us. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Last one and 5. Good, and walk it back all the way off the ball this time. Knees to the floor and child's pose. Good. All right, so those obliques are starting to work now. We are down on the floor. I'm going to let you get a drink. So grab yourself a drink, then come back to this position where you are right now. Time is going awfully slowly tonight. Once you've had your drink, you can see where I'm at. Take yourself to the end of the mat with the ball between the knees. It's going to roll down onto our back in a moment. Before we do that, you can just let your chin drop down to your chest. Reach those arms over the ball and just sort of hug that ball, stretching out that upper back. Good. All right, let's all roll down onto the floor now. Bringing that ball right underneath the legs. So get those legs right over the top. Now I'm going to stay with the obliques, your waistline muscles, your corset. Okay, I'm going to stay with them right now. So we're going to take the arms out wide and place the palms facing the ceiling. And we're going to do our little twist over to the side. Everyone's favourite stretch, everyone's favourite exercise. It's not just about stretching, okay? So what we really want to feel is what the tummy is doing, which is tightening, not stretching. It's quite the opposite, in fact, okay? So that's what I want you to feel happening. Those tummy muscles tighten, and that's the control, okay? If your tummy muscles didn't tighten, your legs just keep on going, and then you can feel the stretch in your back. All right, we don't want to go there. Not because it's bad, but because we're working on our tummy. Deep breath out as you come through the center. Breathe in at the side. Breathe out coming through the center. Breathe in and hold. Let's go again. And last one. Should hopefully be even now. Let's come back to the center. Good. Okay, so we're going to take the legs down the side of the ball, pick that ball up, place it in the hands and legs into tabletop. You can have your feet on the floor if you need to with your legs bent. All right, taking the ball above the head, deep breath out, tap the ball and curl up and back. Let's go for 20 of them. Deep breath out on the up, feeling that belly sinking into the floor. You got 15 to go now. Ten left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Leave the ball above your head when you come down from number 1. Okay, then place that ball onto the knees. Legs should still be in tabletop. So take them back if you've moved them. Place the hands onto the ball as well. So you're squared up with the ball above your knees and hands. Okay, so opposite arm and leg, opposite, there we go. Opposite arm and leg, extending out and bring it in. So we're going to alternate from one side to the other, but it is opposite arm and leg. Now just watch that that knee does not creep into the chest when you extend the other leg. The ball needs to stay in exactly the same position. The lower your leg extends out, obviously the harder it's going to be. You need to keep in mind that you probably have shoes on as well. So it's going to be an added weight to your tummy muscles and your back. So leg higher if the back is getting sore. Good. Deep breath out and out. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. We're going to bring those knees in towards the chest. I'm just resting the ball on the front of the legs. Then we can take the legs down to the floor, and if you want to, you can give them a shake. Shake them out if you need to. Good, okay. So if you want to leave your feet on the floor, you can do. Otherwise, back to tabletop. We're going back to those curls. Ball above the head and coming up. Make sure that chin is coming right into the chest. Now I can't be 100% sure what number we're up to, but I'm going to go with 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ball above the head, or up at the ceiling I should say. Arms are slightly bent, taking those legs back to tabletop if they're not already there, resting the ball onto the knees and getting your hands into position. Opposite arm and leg again, and extending out and back in, and out and back in, just like before. If you need to adjust it now because the tummy and the back are getting tired, make sure your leg is coming higher. I'm going to do 4 more. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Good. I'm going to lower those legs down to the floor. And we're going to take the ball above the head. Good. Just relax the arms. Give the legs a shake if you need to. Yeah, bring your knees into your chest. Take the ball, place it between those legs now, okay, holding onto it with your legs. Take it slightly further down towards your feet if it hurts your hips. But just bear in mind, of course, that it makes it harder on the tummy and then the back. If you want to tuck your hands under your bum like I've done, you can do that as well. That's just a little extra support for your lower back. Make sure you can feel the tummy sink into the floor, and we're going to tap down 1 and 2 and 3. You want to feel those tummy muscles working. You feel them right down low now. You're going to do one more like this, and then we're going to add a movement that you all know and love onto it. Okay, so I'm going to support the neck, elbows out to the side, because that's going to help my back a little bit more. I'm going to tap the ball down and then lift the bum down and lift the bum down, lift the bum. You can feel the inner thighs working. You can feel the tummy working. If you want to put your head on the floor, you can do. It just helps the lower back stay close to the floor if you're curled up. Feel those legs working again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Place that ball on the floor. If you can, try and get those legs over the top. Take your arms out to the side, and we're going to twist over. Now this is the one you all love. Over to the other side. Give those legs a chance to relax. Deep breath out. You know, it could be really horrible. I've seen this exercise done with the ball between the legs, okay? Not under the legs, between the legs. And I'm sure that's not where you want to be going right now. But I don't know, if you ever want to give it a go, just make sure you're pulling down and you stay in control. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Well, you know what we have to do, don't you? Put the ball back between the legs and do it again. The tap and the lift, all right? If you want to leave your head on the floor, go for it. But like I said, curling up helps push that back into the floor. Elbows out, tap the ball and lift. 1. 2 more. Last one. Good. And legs over the top of the ball again. Good job. All right. Loosen up a little bit. Give yourself a jiggle. Good. Okay. So I know those inner thighs have been working a bit right now, but you know how it goes. We're all here for a challenge. That's why we do Fitball. Let's bend those knees a little. Pinch the ball with the legs like so. So both legs are in the same position. Take the arm, so closest to me. So wherever you can see me, okay, that's the arm that I want to come up. And then your whole body in one movement rolls onto its side, okay? Because you were pinching the ball, you're not going to lose it. If you have lost your hip off the ball, which I have, you can scoot back for a little bit more comfort if you need to. Now, the next thing I'm going to get you to do is just check that pelvis, because I know for me right now, my lower back is arched, my pelvis is tucked backwards. So I just need to give the pelvis a tilt, bring that to neutral, what they call neutral pelvis, okay? So from here, pull forward and hold. Means my butt's activated a little bit, still squeezing that ball. Now I'm going to lengthen out my legs. And if you lengthen them at the same time, it does make it a little bit easier. Okay. Still have that pelvic tilt there, belly button back, and we're going to lift the legs. 1 and 2, 3. Now, if you need to stop, especially if it's hurting your back, then make sure you do. Otherwise, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend those knees forward again. You're going onto your back. So try and roll in one movement. Take this arm up above your head, straight onto your back. Lower the ball. I'm going to wriggle myself over just a little. Don't let go of that ball, okay? All right. The other arm lifts this time, and you roll yourself onto your side. Okay, make sure your hip is comfortable on the ball. Tuck that pelvis again. Lengthen out those legs. Belly button back. Make sure your pelvis is still tucked here. If it means squeezing the bum a little, do so. And lifting the legs. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees again. Good. And other arm up so you can roll onto your back and place the ball on the floor. Good. Get yourself back in the center of your mat. Okay, let's take those feet up on top of the ball now. Bring your knees into your chest. Gently draw them towards you. Deep breath out and pull. Breathe in and release. Now as you breathe out, knees towards the shoulders. Open the hips. Breathe in and release out to tabletop. So the ball should be underneath the feet here. All right, we're going to start by keeping our feet flat on the ball here. Hands are down by your side. You're going to do a pelvic tilt. Without moving the ball, you're going to lift those hips right up as high as you can. And then you're going to roll that spine back down onto the floor. Now, if you find that hurts because it's straining behind the knees, then do it with your legs stretched out, okay? If it's the hamstrings, it's too much there, then your other option is just to do a normal bridge, okay? But if you can do it here, go for it. Remember, if you can put more focus on your pelvic floor lifting, your core connecting and that, it's going to take a lot of that stress out of the knees and the hip area, the back of your legs, okay? All of that will release if you can focus as much as you can into the center. Let's do it again. Pelvic tilt, roll up. And pelvic tilt, roll back down. Good, let's stretch those legs out now and roll up. And roll back down. Good, we're going to do that 2 more times. Roll it up and roll it down. So it doesn't feel like you get the same, well, you're not getting the same lift, you're not coming as high. So you don't have as much time to really focus on the roll. So make sure you are still trying to and that you squeeze that butt. Good, okay, place your right foot over your left knee now. Pushing that right knee out to the side. Keep holding it there as you use the other leg to pull the ball towards you. Good, and get a stretch in that area you've just been working. Deep breath in and another breath out. Breathe in and release this time. Change legs. Left foot onto the right knee. Push the knee out to the side. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Bring the leg in. Bring the ball towards you. Breathe in. And again, breathing out, trying to pull it closer. Breathe in and push the leg away. Good job. All right, let's bring the ball right in so we can pick it up with those legs, place it in the hands, and then we're going to rock and roll. Up we come. Balancing if you can. Shoulders are down. Belly button's back. Use those tummy muscles. Use those legs. Good, and lower down. All right, let's stretch those legs out. Now we really want to make sure we're getting a good stretch in the back of those legs. So make sure you can feel that, okay? Push the chest forward, tap that ball to the toes. Let the head just drop down between your arms. Neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. Good, we're going to pick the ball up, draw the belly button back. That's it, take those legs out wide, place the ball down and push it away, reaching for it. Drop the head down between the arms. Deep breaths to help us relax, passive stretching. Good, roll the ball in towards you. Make sure you're connecting as you do that. So belly button back, take the ball up, turn to your right, push forward. Keep that butt on the floor as you lower, as you lower your head down again. So you're coming over the top of the right leg. Good, belly button back. We're going to try and lift that ball as we come up without really lifting those shoulders. Turn the other way and come over and hold. So the stretch is a little different on this one. It does get a little higher in the back of the leg. It also gets more on one side of the lower back than the other. See if we can pull the ball up with you and then lower the ball down to the floor again. All right, bring your legs in and give them a really good shake. Shake it out. Place the ball to the right of your body. Take your right leg over. Sit up tall as you hug it in and turn. Keep pulling that knee towards you. Keep sitting as tall as you can. Feel that stretch on the outside of the hip now. Slowly release, and we'll change the legs. Take it over, sit up tall and turn. Feeling nicely stretched out. Let's release. Good, shake it out. I know this is a little difficult and the hardest part is keeping the ball with you. But we're going to come down onto our tummy. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Try not to lose the ball. Squeeze your lower back. Good. Nice deep breaths still. That's it. Now we are going to push ourselves back into child's pose. So you might sort of give you a pull, a little nudge. Hands on top of the ball for this one. Make sure you are, so that you can sink down, head down between the arms. I want you to feel that stretch around the upper back, front of the shoulders. Let the neck relax, so look back towards your knees. And release. Take the knees out nice and wide now. And again, sink it down. And release. Good work. Okay, we're coming up onto our knees. So up you come. Squeeze the bum, open the hips, and take one leg forward. Doesn't matter what side the ball's on now. Just going to do a little pelvic tilt. Make sure you can feel a stretch in the front of the hip now. And release, changing legs. And tuck again. Keep pulling up. And release. Okay, so you're behind your ball, you tuck your toes, push back, Keep your hands on top of the ball, drop the chin to the chest. Now we're going to push that bum up to the ceiling. We're going to keep the knees bent for a moment. We're going to let the chest sink gently towards the floor. Then we're going to start to straighten the right leg just as much as you can. Now you might not get it completely straight. When you do it though, I don't want you to bend the other knee any more than it already was, okay? So we're getting a good stretch in the back of that knee. Now we're going to bend that knee so that they're even and then start to stretch the other one. So I don't want you sort of dancing in your hips, okay? When you change legs, it is back to this small bend, and that bent knee does not move while you straighten the other. Change it over, and change it over, and change it over, and change it over. Now both knees at the same time, and release, okay? So you're releasing just so you don't have that stretch anymore. I want you now to reach those arms right away from you, really lengthen out your spine. I've even lifted my head just a little to bring my arms so that they're beside my ears. Good, now we're going to do a cat stretch up to the ceiling, means the head's going to drop down. We're going to look at the belly button, arch that back to the ceiling, make sure you're drawing the belly button to the spine, and deep breath out, push the ball away, sink down again, back into that table position. Breathe in, breathe out, cat stretch, really try and arch that back as you come up. Breathe in. Breathe out, push the ball away again. This time as you breathe in, I want you to take your feet about the width of your mat so that when you breathe out, this time you can arch up. You can slowly start to roll that ball towards your knees. Your knees should still be slightly bent. And pinch the ball with the knees and continue to roll all the way up to standing. Okay, now if you're feeling a little dizzy, just give yourself a moment and then you can readjust yourself if necessary. All right, so we're just pinching the ball. Remember, we're not leaning into it. All right, this pelvic tilt has nothing to do with the leaning into the knee, into the ball. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Other way, breathing in and out. Bring it to the center at the front. Opposite arm and leg. Opposite arms are going in opposite directions. Breathe in and out. Push back gently and in and out. And in and out. Coming back to the center again, palms turn in, deep breath out, squeezing back, breathe in. Don't lift the chin, we don't want to be lifting and shortening the upper back. We don't want to be shortening the back of the neck. And again, leave the arms at the side this time, keep them where they are, squeeze the waist and hold. You can feel a stretch coming in through that waistline there. I'm going to get you to take that top arm over towards your ear. Feel that stretch now extend up under the arm and into the arm. Bring that arm back out to the sides. You're making a cross or a T again. Come back through the center, squeeze that waist over and hold. Get that stretch in the waistline and then bring the arm up, make it more intense, extend that stretch. Good. Bring the arm back out to the side again and come back up. And lower the arms. Drop the chin to the chest. Chin to the ceiling. Chin to the chest. Chin to the ceiling. And looking forward. Over the right shoulder. Round to the left. Round to the right. Round to the left and forward. Drop the ear down and over and again and over. Back to the center. Deep breath in and out. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out. Breathe in, open the chest gently. And deep breath out. And once more in. And out. And shoulders up. And down. And elbows back. And release. All right, well done, ladies. We are done for tonight. And for now, go. Have a lovely week ahead, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take it easy, everyone. See you later.